Have you had a desire to have more money in your bank account? Maybe you've been asking the question like, what do I need to do to just have more money? The money that you have right now is not enough, and you're looking to create more than enough that will support you and your lifestyle. I'm Grace Covington, business coach. I facilitate women entrepreneurs to create a thriving and sustainable business online. First things first, if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and also turn on your alerts, and please comment in the comments with any questions that you have about this topic. So this was a common struggle for me, as I always wondered, like, I require more money in my life. What would it take for more money to show up so I could truly live life in the way that truly works for me? So I'm going to share with you 5 ways that you can increase your income in 2022. And these tools are real practical, meaning if you apply them, you can start generating more money with total ease and increase that flow of money flowing to you with total ease. So I have my notebook here. I took notes, so I'm going to be reading and referencing my notes because I want to make sure that I'm giving you everything I know about this topic and really want to contribute to you, because there is this possibility that is available for you to have the money that you desire, for money to support you with everything that you require to live an abundant lifestyle on this planet. We live on an abundant planet. So the first thing is investments. First practical tool to increasing your money flows is investments. And what I'm specifically speaking to, because there could be different investments, but I'm looking at things that people can start right away. So we are talking about the stock market. I love the stock market because it opens up this possibility where your money starts working for you. Your money starts having money babies, and you can live off your investments. I'm sure you've heard of people who retire at a certain age, maybe 30, 35, and you heard them say, I'm just living off my investments. And you're wondering, okay, how can I create this in my life? So the stock market does provide that possibility. Now, I'm going to say this. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to invest in. I am just sharing my opinion of what has worked in my life and has generated and created a flow of income and money. So with the stock market, there are 2 types of investors. There is that investor that is more looking at long-term growth. And then there is that high-risk investor, they're known as the day trader. So for example, I am more of in this season that I'm in right now, I am more of I like to have my investments pay me. So I'm looking for long-term growth. And for example, my husband, he is more of a high risk, and he's a day trader, and he does well that way. So the key thing is establishing like what works for you. Many people just copy other people and say like, this person's making money this way, but does that actually work for you? Is that in alignment in the way that you create? So anytime you're investing in the market, start to look at what works for you. So in this season, because I'm open to all possibilities, that means this can change. I'm open to being a high risk investor and becoming a day trader, or I can flip-flop between. But right now in this season, the energy that is the most generative right now, that is creating the most for me, is looking at long-term investments. So with long-term investments, this is the space where you get paid. So you can get paid monthly, quarterly, depending on how you set up your investments. So the key is in investing in companies that pay a dividend. So you may be thinking, well, I'm looking at some of these dividends that these companies have, and it will take a long time for me to actually generate something like an income I can live off. So the key is you do start where you are, because money loves to have money babies and it loves to grow. And the more you're consistent with your investments, the more it begins to grow. I started from somewhere and then, my portfolio increased. So it's just starting from where you are, not making yourself wrong because you don't have maybe enough money, or what you're starting off is really small. I started off really small, and it's just adding to your investments and being strategic and diversifying your portfolio so that you are getting paid. Like these, some of these companies pay some nice dividends, and this is the way where you can begin to live off your investments. So let me look at my notes. So for my investments, I use Robinhood and Fidelity. So Fidelity offers more like ETFs, more access to mutual funds. And so they're great for that. And then also use Robinhood because you don't pay, their fees are not like, you're not paying like extraordinary fees. So it's nice to have both, because then you can use all of that to your advantage. Now, if you have because I'm talking about 5 different ways here. I'm not specifically just talking about stocks and investments, but if you would love to dive into this area and start diversifying and start generating repeatable income, or like learning more about what to invest in, y'all, I have a Patreon account. I believe it's $10. I was gonna check that before I started this video, but I forgot. I'm gonna put a link in there, $10 a month. I'll be sharing with you different things that I do that generate and create wealth with total ease. So real simple. So if you wanna learn more, because this topic right now, we're talking about all these 5 different ways. So if you would like to receive contribution in that area, go sign up for that Patreon. I'm telling y'all, if y'all are not investing in the stock market, this is the place that creates that financial freedom for you. Now, I'm not defining it as this is the only place, but this is one of the spaces that can be so generative, where you can begin to have more ease and more joy with receiving money with ease. All right. So the next thing, tip number two, is y'all have heard me talk about this concept of getting paid, profiting from what you love to do, profiting from your talents and your skills. So I just did a video on increasing your cash flow, your money, based on, like, if you're a multifaceted person, so you have multiple skills, what if you can get paid for all of the things that you love? And some of these things can be so simple and so easy. So make sure that you watch this video, because it will give you more tools in being in that space and playing in that energy and starting to get paid for what you know. So I'll also include that in the description. I'll also include the Patreon, the Robinhood as well, because I believe Robinhood, if you sign up using my link, you also get some free shares. So you're getting paid right now for watching this. Y'all are getting paid. Look at how that works. All right. So one of my profit centers, one of the things that I love is I love to sell things. So I like to buy things and then sell them at a high price. Like there's so much joy in that, and it's super easy for me. Y'all know that I like ease. So anything that I'm doing right here, these are things that are easy. These are things that do not take time. These are things that you can just move into with ease. So let me tell y'all about this. This is one of my favorite things to do. And before I dive into that, is when you are creating from a space of joy. So like y'all heard me say, like, whoo, I'm so excited to tell you about this. That energy creates. Joy is a generative energy that adds to your life and it contributes. So you will start to even make more money just by being in that space of joy, of doing the things that you love. So that's why people say when you do what you love, the money shows up. That because you're being in that energy of joy. It is a generative space that invites more money into your life. So one of the things that I love is I love to buy low and sell high. And I do this on eBay. I get a kick out of this, and you can generate anywhere from $500 per month to 4K. It's up to you, and depending on what you like to do, how much time you're putting into this. But again, I like ease, and what I do, like just looking at my profit margins and the amount of time I spend and the profit that I generate, it's nice. It's nice. 30 minutes. What if you could generate like $200 in 30 minutes? Yes. So I will also be sharing like the exact process and steps in my Patreon. Make sure you click that link. But I'm going to still give you some tools that you can take and, start to generate and create. So one of the ways that you can buy low and sell high. I know people like to do like garage sales. No, y'all, that ain't my thing. That's not me. No. So yes, that is one way, but that doesn't work for me and my energy and what I like to do. You can also go to Walmart, y'all. Use this to your advantage. Walmart has a clearance aisle, and some things are like super cheap that you can resell at ridiculous prices. So you just have to have good timing to be able to go there, find the items. eBay will actually tell you what people are looking for and what they're buying and at what price point. So it's like all the work is already done for you and all the description is already written for you. So it's like, this is a no-brainer. This is like making money while you sleep. Now, I don't do the Walmart anymore because that is a little bit too much work. I don't really like to go to stores. So everything I do is from my home, excuse me, and from my phone. And I am able to do the same thing, but it's a little bit easier, more efficient for me. And y'all, that's all I can say. This, yes, right there. But if you'd like to know more about that process, that will be my Patreon. But you can start, like, go to Walmart and go to the clearance section. Look at what they have there. There are people, I remember when I started this, I would go to the neighborhood Walmart, and they would have, people love Starbucks. They'll have these coffee pods, coffee like for $5. And then you can resell that for like $30. Okay, and if you have, maybe 5 of them, or you have multiple items, okay, there's your profit right there. And it's so simple because you just have one post that's already created for you, and you just show your inventory, and voila. Now, the thing to pay attention to here, because if you want to create a profitable business, is you have to be aware of your cost, your expenses, and what your profit actually is. And the biggest thing that dips into your profit is shipping. So with shipping, here's the key thing. Anything a pound or less, just go ahead and use first class shipping. 2 pounds and above, your best rates are gonna come from priority mail, flat rate, the flat rate. Yes, because that is where you generate the most. Make sure that you are using a scale, and you're also checking out these numbers from USPS.org. So you can see this is something that I love. I'm not saying that you have to choose this, but look in your life. Take a look at your life. What are the things that you love to do? And with those things that you love to do, how can you start generating and creating an income from that? So you may not love to buy low and sell high. That may not be your thing, but start to analyze your life and look at, okay, this is what I enjoy. Now, how can I generate income from this? I've done this exercise with the clients that I coach, and I'm telling y'all, once they get it, they're like, wow, so this is super easy. Because once you get it, it's almost like, okay, I can duplicate this in multiple different ways. And then there goes your income. There goes you receiving income with ease, you being able to travel all over the world, it's actually about you living your life in a way that works for you, and you. All right. So I kind of bundled the buy low and sell high, the Walmart, into 2 and 3. So we've covered 3 so far. Now we're going to be at number 4. And this is the way I put this in place is just to show you that you can generate and create revenue from all of the things you love. And one of the things I love is health and wellness. I love essential oils. I love vitamins and, supplementing. That's just something that brings my body joy. I've always been into it. And so I use Doterra products for my supplements. Now, I do things a little bit different. So Doterra pays you for buying their products. So every time I spend $50 and above, I get shipping points. I get basically points for a free product. So y'all, I will use that to my advantage. There are certain products that are so popular with Doterra that the moment that you resell them, let's say on eBay, that item is gone, boom. And so some of these items can be anywhere between $50 to $60. If you have a couple of those, y'all run the numbers. And that is straight profit because I'm buying that for free. And well, once you take out, your shipping and whatever, but it's very, very, there's not much of an expense to that. So that's one of my profit margins are significantly higher with that. So I'll post a link to my Doterra in case maybe you love health and wellness and you would love to get paid. And I want to keep this video short because otherwise we could be here for 2-3 hours talking about all these things. Again, everything will be in my Patreon and everything is broken down and how you can create this with ease for you. All right, number 5, so the last one, is create a course. I read somewhere now, I can't remember the exact number, y'all, but the course industry is set to be I think it's $25 billion industry by 2025. So that means people are looking for content. So kind of like you watching this content right now, people are willing to pay. How many courses have you invested in? How many things have you watched where you're like, wow, I'm interested, I'm ready to invest? And so creating a course is a great way to generate passive income, on a monthly basis, where you've automated everything and you don't necessarily have to be present, or maybe you do. It's up to you. And people pay you for what you know. Now, I've done this before and created a course and crickets, nobody purchased. So there are things that you can do and be to create your course as irresistible, to have clients find you with ease. Yes, you can basically post things and cross your fingers and hope and pray, but there is another way, a more simpler way that allows you to start to generate and create. And I have a course on that. Create repeatable income on autopilot walks you from the beginning of creating your course, launching it, having your clients finding you. One of the biggest things that people struggle with is, what course should I create? What are people going to be interested in? One of my struggles is I'm ooh, this topic is so great. I think people are going to be interested. Crickets. No one was interested. So you have to know what people are requiring and desiring from you. So that's another great way. I'm giving a couple bonuses. I was I can't read my own handwriting, y'all. So the bonus is strategy sessions. Y'all strategy sessions are a great way to also build your client base. So sometimes in my practice, I will open up on my calendar, again, this is about what works for me, and offer strategy sessions. So maybe someone is just interested in creating profit centers and really looking at their life and okay, these are the things that I enjoy, or maybe because some people have forgotten the things that they enjoy and they just need to have someone walk them through it, and then boom, they go out and create. They go out and create. So that is another great way to generate and increase your income, as by strategy sessions. And sometimes what happens is that client that signs up for a strategy session will also, invest in maybe in your one-on-one coaching. They'll come back for more sessions. It's all about being in alignment with what brings you joy, because money follows joy, and then creating from that space. So the other bonus that I really want to talk about is, yes, these things are practical. These things are steps you can take right away. Like you can leave watching this video and go start creating. The thing that I always facilitate is letting go of your money limitations, because you can go do all this, but if you have, points of views about money where maybe you grew up and money was a struggle and that is something that still shows up in your reality, you're like, what is going on? I'm doing all these things, but I still don't have, more than enough. I'm still not creating the money. Those money blocks stop you from receiving the money that you truly could have. And so I offer in all my programs, because you can have all the strategy that you want, but those energies are going to show up. If you grew up in lack, if you don't believe you're good enough or deserving enough, or you have points of views about what money means to you, like that it's never enough, you never have enough, you're always paying bills. Maybe you get some money and then all of a sudden you're like, where did it go? So this is the space where we look at, so you can get to the space of having money. So just perceive the energy of that. When you have money, you have peace with money. You're not like when you look at your bank account and you see, you're paying out and then you're panicking. You're like, oh my God, I'm not gonna have money. This is too expensive. I can't afford it. Like all those thoughts. You have peace with money. You actually have money, and you're not like, once you get like, a large chunk of money, then you're like, oh, I gotta spend this, I gotta spend this, I gotta spend this. You're like, your target is to have money and to have the peace of money and to really allow money to support you and your choices and you being on this planet, rather than getting. Like, when I say getting, like perceive the energy of getting. It's like hard work. It's like you have to do. It's like forced, and it's not generative like having. And so you want to have your money work for you and have money babies, and for it to be an overflow of abundance rather than hard work. I'm always struggling. I never have enough. Because this will still show up. Your reality with money will show up, y'all. You can't run away from it. So we look at that in this course. I'll post it. It's one of the most beautiful courses, one of my favorite that I facilitate. I have multiple, because we're looking at all of these elements and spaces and things that we've never been taught about money. Like there are things that in my life that I institute that create more money for me in multitude of ways. And I'm not really doing anything. I'm just being. So I'll post that link there. If that is speaking to you, check it out and go and play with these tools. One of the key things in creating and generating is being able to take action, being able to institute, being able to play. So I invite you to go, maybe watch this video again, go through it, pick out the points that, the things that resonated with you, the things that didn't. Toss them out the window, girl, and take action. And share this video with someone that you think that it would contribute to their lives. Thank you so much for watching. Super grateful for y'all, and have an amazing day generating and creating wealth and ease and joy and peace. These are all energies and elements that you can invite into your life. Mwah!